Okay, folks, I'm up on Fort Tyson. This is an area, one of the nicest areas in St. Kitts in Frigate Bay, one of the highest points. It overlooks the Caribbean side, and there's some really nice homes up here. You have really good views. The only thing, as I mentioned before, when you buy in areas that are not gated, you're going to have barking dogs. And you're going to have, especially when up here and you got, most of these people have walls. And what happens is you get a problem with barking dogs that can keep you up all night long. But the houses are real pretty up here, and this is again Fort Tyson. These units up here, if they have qualified them for citizenship, you can't just, all these units, all these houses up here would qualify for citizenship if they went through the process of doing it. But some people have not done it, okay? And some of them aren't even for sale. But the minimum is $600,000. All of these houses up here would sell for way over that, I can tell you. But that's the minimum under the home program to qualify you for citizenship in St. Kitts. Under the home program. And again, the condos are $325,000 minimum, and that's they have to be titled properties and they have to qualify for citizenship. It's just not any property, okay? These are titled properties. If you go over to Half Moon Bay, they've got beautiful homes over there. Those are deed of conveyance. It is freehold, but it's not titled, and it will not qualify for citizenship. These would, because of the price and it's titled property, okay? But just to let you know that, because some people don't realize that. Now, just to tell you, the views on the Atlantic side, I'm going to walk over here, are nice. You overlook the Marriott well from the distance. The views are really nice. The Southeast Peninsula, real pretty, but the Caribbean side does look nicer. This is the Atlantic side I'm showing you here. And the ones that are more people like is on the other side of the street right here that overlooks, again, that's the Atlantic side. But the Caribbean side, the water is calmer. And people like that for swimming. Although these overlook the ocean, they're not beachfront, okay? You literally would have to go down a steep hill, which I'll show you here in a minute. But the houses are real pretty here. They keep them up, which is real nice. You know, when you pay that much for them. I would tell you most of these houses are probably going to run between, I would say, the low side of 1 million, the high side 2 million is what you're looking at, okay? If you get one under $1 million up here, would be a real good price, okay? This is one looks like it's just been finished up here. But the views are nice, as you can see. It's a little bit kind of late in the day. I'm a little bit out of breath because of the hill. This is a very steep hill. You probably should have four-wheel drive if you come up here. Front wheel would come up here, depending on how strong that front wheel drive is. Somebody's adding on this one here. One thing you will not have up here, look at the views off in the distance in the Caribbean. That's what I'm talking about. That's the Caribbean side right there. Right where that lake is, the Atlantic's right on the other side of that. And that's Nevis in the middle of this picture. That's Mount Nevis, and there's always almost a cloud over that all the time. And that's Mount Nevis. Great hiking over there. Also, folks, if you can do us a big favor, we don't monetize our channel. It would help out tremendously on the algorithm. If you give us a thumbs up if you like the video, And also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Right on your screen, you'll get new videos automatically as they come out. And I would like to hear from you. If you got a question or comment, just put it below. And go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com, and just ask for some help. If you want to legally get your income taxes to zero, how to get a second passport as quick as 4 months to a year. We've got a lot of properties here. The best way, if you get citizenship now, is to go with the real estate option, because you're only going to pay $25,000 government fee versus $250,000 US for the donation option. And it's a good investment here, depending on what you pay and what you sell it for. That's true with everything that you buy. Okay. I'm just walking up here slowly, looking out. A lot of citizenship developments that were original developments overlooking from this point. Horizons over there. You got Calypso Bay. These were units that were sold out years ago. And the views up here just get better and better and better. This is just an incredible view up here. And again, this is called Fort Tyson. I've never seen a hurricane. I've been here 18 years. I've never seen any house have any damage up here because they're all concrete. Concrete will take anything. Yeah, anything at all. Worst thing that you could have is you might have roof issues. If you come up here, you get a house, you should get hurricane shutters on all the doors and windows. It's not just good for hurricane purposes, it's great for purposes as far as security reasons when you're gone. So it makes your house like Fort Knox, and this is what you want. But again, the government fee is only $25,000 for one person under the real estate option. That makes a big, big difference versus paying $250,000. And some of these houses here, you can get them. Well, Frigate Bay is the best place, okay, by far, undoubtedly. And it's the best area to buy in Nevis or St. Kitts. And I've done videos, many of them, on the difference between St. Kitts and Nevis. You need to look at those, why St. Kitts is so much better than Nevis. I've gone through so many videos on that. It's very frustrating when you're living in a place and it's so small, it's very hard to find someone as an electrician, plumber, whatever. And St. Kitts has around about 4 to 5 times more of every one of those people. Electricians, plumbers, carpenters, contractors, churches to go to. I mean, I can go on a doctor's, dentist, and you want a lot of competition when you go to a place, because if you run out of people to do it, you gotta remember the Caribbean is very slow down here. You gotta get used to that. And some people come down to St. Kitts or even Nevis and they get ticked off because they're not used to the culture difference. And then what happens is they burn through some bridges, and then they give out they say this, like in Nevis, there's only one person I know that does hurricane shutters over there. St. Kitts has got 3 or 4, I think they got 4. So that's what you have to look at. Because if you only have one person, that person's very difficult to deal with. What are you going to do? Pay for somebody to take a ferry all the way across? That's going to be very time consuming to wait. And they're going to add that fee on everything. That's pretty expensive. The time they got to spend plus the money they got to spend for that ferry ride. So these are things people don't think about. Everything that comes across the border comes to St. Kitts goes then to Nevis. There's an extra freight charge for that. That's added to everything. So these are things you need to know. Also, you got more private schools here if you got children. There's just a lot of things that you need to know there. Boy, if you got a skateboard, got somebody down here to watch the road for you, you'd have a hell of a ride down here. Golly, this would be incredible. But now, again, one of the reasons you pick St. Kitts or Antigua over the other fast track programs is, number one, is they all the fast tracks in the Caribbean have visa free to the Schengen countries. This is the problem here, though, with dogs. That's another reason why I tell people, if you're going to come up in an area like this, because most people are going to have these dogs, and they can be barking all night long. That's the biggest problem you got. And a lot of people don't like closing their windows. And even with windows and AC on, you still might hear them. I don't use AC because I like fresh air, and I'm up on the hilltop, so I don't need it. But I don't hear barking dogs because I'm in a gated community and they don't allow dogs in there. Here's another new one. Somebody's building right up here. Sure kind of view they got here. This view is really good. You see, this is how far it is from the coastline. It's up high overlooking the coast, but these are not by any means on the waterfront. There's a huge drop off down here, as you can see. And that's a development down there. That was the Hilton that never got developed. Remember I showed you the Ghost Hotel? This is Ghost 2, way down there at the bottom. All that concrete was put in. I think the contractor gave out of money. That's why I say it's important when you come here to get houses that are already built and go in the home program. Don't go with the developer, especially if he's just starting off. He's just starting off, folks. That's crazy. Even with escrow agents now, I still wouldn't do it. You can see the view here. This is the Caribbean side here. Incredibly beautiful. I can tell this is going to be a big, probably a big deck here. It's going to have some really good views. And the Caribbean is a lot calmer than the Atlantic side for swimming. Also, typically your wind is not as strong. Some people want a strong wind though, so they won't be as hot. But up here, you're going to have a wind almost all the time, which is nice. And it never gets cold here. Your average temperature runs in the 80s all year round. We'll go up here and show you some of the other homes. But this is one of the prettiest areas, like I said, in St. Kitts for the money. You go to the Southeast Peninsula, they've got pretty views, but I don't think they're any prettier than this, and they're a lot higher. A lot higher. You got houses down there in the Southeast Peninsula. I saw one there's one right down there now that's $11 million US. And you're way away from grocery stores. This place, you can literally walk to a grocery store from here. And you want to be in a place where you got accessibility for that. And a lot of people go to the Southeast Peninsula and there's no street lights down there. Pretty down there, but the cost is higher than what it should be. Your cost up here is a lot better. That's what I think. You can see the view here is really nice. And all these houses do have walls, which is nice. Again, if you want to know more information, you can go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com, and just ask for some help. This house got built just several years ago. That's one of the highest points right up here. Beautiful view from that house there. We'll walk down here. You can see some of the other places. And again, there are some new homes that are coming up here. One that just finished down here. Right now, just to give you a little bit of background on the passport, if you don't know that much about the St. Kitts passport, it's the third best passport in the Caribbean now, just behind St. Vincent and the Grenadines and Barbados. Now, Barbados and St. Vincent and the Grenadines don't have a fast track program, though. They have a residency by investment that you may or may not get the passport. This one has the best visa-free travel of any of the countries in the Caribbean. It's a fast track program. Okay. And Antigua would be the second. And again, on Antigua, if you plan on setting up a local company after you get citizenship, Antigua requires you with a local company to pay Social Security if you're the owner of the business. St. Kitts does not require it for the owner. They do for your employees, but not for the owner in St. Kitts if you set up a local company, not an offshore company, okay? Like if you have a Samoa company, you live in St. Kitts, they don't care what you do. They don't care about the taxes, and Samoa doesn't either. But you can see here, the views are very good up here. Now, Barbados, to give you an example, you can get residency there. A smart way to do it would be to get a fast track program here because of the tax advantages in your visa-free travel, and then get another one that's a residency by investment. And I would pick either Barbados, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, or Ireland, because they're English speaking. They all allow dual citizenship, and they all have really good tax laws, especially Barbados and Ireland. Ireland's got the third best passport in the world, and they got a non-dom system in Ireland and Barbados, which makes it really, really nice. Barbados, you're required to invest $300,000 in a property. In 5 years, you can apply for the passport. St. Vincent and the Grenadines is a 9-year residency program. And then after that, you can apply for the passport. I do like Barbados quite a bit better than St. Vincent and the Grenadines for a lot of reasons. One is the standard of living is a lot better in Barbados. Healthcare is better. It's just more of an educated, better place to live. St. Vincent and the Grenadines is a pretty place, but your healthcare is going to be not as good. It's going to be anywhere close to what you're going to get in Ireland. Ireland's going to have stupendous healthcare. You just have to deal with the weather there. The weather's not real great there. But we're at the dead end of Fort Tyson. You can see they're building a house right here. And the view here is just incredible. Really, really nice here. Beautiful place. Again, folks, if you can do us a big favor, we do not monetize our channel. It would help us tremendously if you would hit the subscribe button on the right of your screen. You get new videos automatically as they come out, and it will help us in getting more of these videos out. And give us a thumbs up if you like our video, and also pass it around some of your friends. And go to our website, again, www.citizenshipquickly.com, and just ask for some help. And folks, you're not going to find any places any prettier than this. This is just blow your minds looking out here. This is just incredible, the views. If we can help you, just let us know, and I'll look forward to talking to you in the next video. Take care.